Cool. So I talked about breathing. There are a number of benefits to breathing correctly, particularly in an exercise scenario. Number one is if you stress breathe, and I'll talk about that first, I guess. So if you put one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach, and take a deep breath in, right? You'll notice most of you, this will happen. So your chest kind of rises and your stomach doesn't go out. And that means that you're not using your diaphragm to breathe, you're using other muscles to breathe. And the first thing that happens, you can only use about a third of your lungs capacity when you breathe with your chest, which can have a whole host of benefits you're not getting because you can't use your entire lung capacity. The next thing we notice is that if you are using basically the muscles that are supposed to stabilize your spine and your shoulders to breathe, then your spine and your shoulders will not move as well because those muscles are occupied, and so you create a lot of stiffness in the upper back, right? Not so good. The next thing you notice, you will be tighter throughout your entire body because your body thinks that you're under stress all the time. So you'll feel a lot of extra tension if you're not using your diaphragm to breathe. And the last thing, like we talk about here a lot, is our clients, in order to get results, they need to be able to get stronger. And so to get stronger, they have to be able to lift increasingly heavier weights. And the only way we can safely do that, because we never want anyone to get injured, is for them to create a lot of pressure through their core so that their spine is protected. Right? So if their spine is protected, we found that breathing through the diaphragm creates intra-abdominal pressure in order to stabilize the spine. So if I were deadlifting, I would get in my position, I would fill up with air, create all this pressure, and then I would pick the bar up and finish off the deadlift, if that makes sense. We do the same thing with squatting, benching, push-ups, doesn't really matter. Creating more tension equals the ability to produce more force because the body is more stable. So, breathing is important. If you found you're a chest breather, then this can be reversed, and it can be reversed in about 2 to 3 minutes a day of what's called crocodile breathing. Crocodile breathing is just a drill where I'm going to lay face down on the floor, and I'm going to breathe. You would do it for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm going to actually try and expand my belly all the way around, just blow that balloon out while I inhale through my nose for 8 seconds, exhale out of my mouth for 8 seconds. So hopefully what you see is my low back rising as I breathe in. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it here, but we'll show you what the drill looks like. The opposite you would see would be where you saw kind of my shoulder blades rise. So we're looking for the low back, not the shoulder blades to rise. Try and get 8 seconds on the way in, 8 seconds on the way out. We'll do this for 2 to 3 minutes on a daily basis until you're just sitting at your desk or driving in your car. You take a deep breath in, and you notice it automatically happens on its own. Then you reverse the process. Every baby that comes into the world, when they lay on their back, you can watch their stomach rise and fall. Babies breathe with their diaphragms. We just lost that ability somewhere throughout our lives, and we need to regain that ability.